Land. The Deputy Upper West Regional Minister Amidu Ishaq is to act as the regional minister in the interim pending the conclusion of the investigations.
We're going to go on to Skype very shortly to engage a bit on this matter. Now, I've been joined via Skype now by Adam Bona. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the Securities Warehouse, a security analyst, to help us understand it a bit better. Mr. Bona, good evening to you, if you can hear me. Hello, Mr. Bona, good evening to you.
Good evening, I can hear you. Good evening and good evening to your cherished listeners. Good evening, I can hear you. Good evening.
Well, I can hear you, but it's a bit faint, though. But then, this particular move or decision by the president to suspend the Upper West Regional Minister comes at a time when questions have been raised about the political will to deal with this political vigilantism across the country. What would be your assessment of this decision to ask the minister to step aside for investigations to go on?
Well, thank you very much and good evening to your cherished viewers. I think kudos to the president. I think the president has acted decisively. He has acted swiftly. I guess the whole country is up in arms when it comes to security in this country. Looking at what has happened in Kwabinya, what has happened all over the country. And so it is a time where the commander-in-chief of the armed forces would have to act decisively when issues like, hoodlums taking over a state property and destroying, the properties in there and, criminally beating people. We want to see him act decisively, and I think, rightly so, I would give him 9 out of 10 for the action the president has taken.
Now, but from your assessment, will this decision be a potent signal to other NPP-affiliated vigilante groups that have been involved in acts of hooliganism and indiscipline in other parts of the country?
Exactly so, because I think this is the first time this is happening. For many years, this is the first time we've seen, a president. The president take, this type of decision. And so I want to believe that apart from the vigilantes, apart from the political vigilantes, the political, leaders, the regional ministers, the MMDCs would also, because, the truth is that the MMDCs, these are people who are in charge of DISEC and RECSEC. And therefore, when you go to the regional level, the district level, and the rest, usually they somehow have power over the police commander. And if you look at what actually took place, it's unfortunate. And I suspect the regional minister didn't know that what he was doing was not right. I'm sure he didn't know what he was doing wasn't right. And if you know the history of the Upper West somehow has always treated issues of this nature. There is in the language, they will say Tidabunyin. What it means is that we are all one. And therefore, issues like this would have to be settled at home. But, issues of criminality shouldn't be settled at home. And so I want to believe that from that antecedent where issues of criminality, issues that borders on crime, usually within the region, largely are settled at home. And it looks like that is what might have made the regional minister take this decision. But unfortunately, the timing is bad, and looking at what has been going on around the country, he shouldn't have done that. And I would hope and pray that other regional ministers, DCEs, MMDCEs, would take a cue from what has happened so that they don't become, the president wouldn't suspend them or kind of, punish them. But it also boils down to the fact that the police is not independent. We don't have an independent police service in Ghana. And the truth is that if you have a professional police, because these people are arrested, according to your report, the regional minister said, leave them, I'll bring them to you.
That's a pretty interesting point.